Hey everybody, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host Herschel Gillis, and today I got a very special episode for you guys. I'm going to be doing a review of a film that I didn't watch for a long time. Um, it's a film that I had known about for a while, but it's not one that I had personally picked up. I'll mention why after I show what it is. That would be Marcus Cook's 100 Tears. I also want to use this opportunity to show that I do in fact have the hand-painted VHS signed by Marcus as well. Really cool. I believe it was from the Unearthed Films Facebook group. I got it secondhand. But yeah, the reason I didn't really pick this one up for a while is because I'm not a huge clown movie guy. Um, there are some that I like, but the trope is a bit tired, I think, and I think it's one that I really enjoy. The good clown movies, but there's a lot of bad ones. In fact, oh, my camera fell. That's okay. In fact, I've got a bad one right here. Clownado. This movie's garbage. Stuff like that. Just it's too easy to make a clown movie. Sometimes, and I think there are good examples like the recent Terrifier, the film Clown, and this. I wouldn't have done a review if I didn't want to talk about this. So, what is 100 Tears about? Well, it's a fairly typical slasher movie scenario. Um, but in this case, it is two investigators, sort of like not investigators, two writers for a tabloid, coming together and trying to figure out the details and documenting this um, case. There's been some murders going on, the Teardrop Murders, I believe they referred to them as, um, all committed by Gertie the Clown, which is explained throughout the film. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a little bit of backstory that is provided there. But you know what you're getting. It's a slasher movie with a big clown with a huge cleaver. And initially, it was rated NC-17 for gore, so it's gonna be pretty nasty sometimes. And the unrated extended director's cut is the one that I watched, and it definitely delivers on the gore side of things. I'll say that. Um, there's not really much to say about the story, though. Typical slasher movie stuff. We just follow the investigators, the investigation going on. We get some other characters eventually. There's a small twist, and yeah, but you're not gonna go into this not knowing how it's gonna end. But if you're watching a slasher movie, chances are you're coming there for one of two reasons. That's either for the kills or the like campiness of it, or both. My favorite slasher movie personally is Blood Rage. I also like Sleepaway Camp, and you get that mix of the good kills and that sort of campy B movie atmosphere. And Marcus Cook really delivered on those fronts here. It's campy. The acting isn't the absolute best. It's passable though. The main characters are not super memorable, but when they're on screen, you're not actively wanting them to die in the film. So it's certainly not character driven though. But with every slasher movie as well, you want a cool slasher villain. I mean, you gotta have that. It's one of the main reasons you watch these movies anyway. And Gertie the Clown is pretty good. I actually really like the old school clown costume instead of this new stuff with I don't really know how to describe it. I just like the look and feel of Gertie. And I also like Gertie when he moves in the movie, moves like a guy. He doesn't move like Jason Voorhees and Friday the 13th. Um, where he like teleports and stuff like that. I mean, the people that he's going after fight back, and it makes it feel much more grimy, I would say, and gritty, because like it's just some guy in a costume that has a really big knife that is killing people. There's no like supernatural element there. The kills in this are gruesome, to say the least. Certainly earned its NC-17 rating. I'll say that. I mean, there's faces being cut horizontally, and they kind of like accordion. There's disembowelments, decapitation, just a lot of nastiness. It's all sort of done like a B movie tongue in cheek way, though. For a lot of it, there's a lot of dark humor. Um, if you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. It's a good time. It's not like the most serious movie. It's a movie that you can turn on around Halloween, or if they're knowing to it, you can put on like mixed company with people that are watching slasher movies. There's not a ton here that it's like ultra extreme or anything. But it is good. It's entertaining. It's paced pretty well. There's a couple of slow points, but it never really holds the entire film down. I would say the biggest issue with the film is the audio is not fantastic sometimes. I mean, the audio is fine most of the film. With these indie movies, you don't really usually you don't notice like audio being great, because if the audio people are like the people mixing it are doing a good job, you usually don't notice. In this one, there's a couple of points where like the audio's mixed incorrectly, where you really can't hear characters talking, um, unless you have subtitles on, which helps. But it's like gets weirdly quiet sometimes. I think that's my major issue with it. Um, I think the ending was fine. I wish they did a little bit more. I won't spoil anything, but it just kind of something happens and it just kind of ends. Um, yeah, it's if you like clown movies though, and you like slasher movies, and you want that old '80s like old school feel, definitely check this one out. If you want to see some gruesome kills with special effects by Marcus Cook as well, who's special effects genius, um, definitely check this out as well. It has fantastic special effects, cool character for the slasher villain. The main characters are kind of forgettable, but you're not coming here for them. And with clown movies, you can always do worse. Actually, on a side note, I bought this for review, but it's so bad that I don't even want to talk about it. Not even like a fun bad way, it's just bad. This is not. If you want a new slasher movie and you haven't seen this, check it out. It's really good. For what it is, the audio may have some issues and hiccups occasionally. The characters are kind of forgettable for the main people, but the kills are good. The villain is good. It's well paced. There's some dark humor in it, and I think there's a lot to like here. It's one of my new favorite slasher movies, so highly recommended checking it out. Unearthed Films, I believe, is also doing a Blu-ray re-release of this eventually on their website. I think it's to be announced for a release date. But until then, the DVD is available. Probably, I just being honest, probably won't be able to get the VHS. But if you want the DVD, it's there. It's also streaming on Tubi TV. So if you want to try it out before buying, definitely check it out there too. There's not really anything to stop anyone from trying this one. So it's highly recommended in whichever way you watch it. So definitely check it out. And as always, I've been your host, Herschel Gillis. 0 thoughts, 0 editing, 0 brain cells, and 0 planning. Signing off for today. New review coming tomorrow for Human Hibachi. Shark Saturday will be on as usual, and then next week I'm going to be doing the Punch mixtape on Monday, followed by more reviews too. I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent with my upload times and everything like that as well. So thanks for everybody that's watching. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe, keep those notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Thanks.